Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome along to the sunny shores of the Suffolk coast. Absolutely a stunning day here today, and after I finish this video I'll be going for a swim right in there. It is freezing cold, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's absolutely lovely and it's so good for you. So welcome along. If it's your first time here, welcome. This is what my channel is. I go for a walk along beautiful locations like this. This is the Suffolk coast, near where I live in Suffolk in the UK. And I talk about different subjects that are either relevant to the times or, and this one for today is, or just things that are on my mind. So this is what it's all about. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Really wonderful to have you here. Really pleased you're here. Thank you so much for all the subscribes and for the likes and for the comments on my videos. And let's get it started. So today is a video I've been promising for a little while now. I'll have to sort of backwards and forwards here a little bit because there are quite a lot of people on the beach today. So I might even just take a seat just so you can take in the goodness. You don't have to just look at my face. So today's video is about the magic of 3, 6 and 9. Now there's going to be a little bit of math in here, so if you're not mathematically minded, don't worry, because I'm going to explain it all and what it means at the end. So bear with me while I go through the math. I'm not a mathematician, I'm just a regular guy. I left school when I was 15, so maths isn't my biggest subject either. But I'm going to try and take something that is quite complex to understand and trying to explain it in layman's terms. So hopefully I pull it off. If I do, great. If I don't and still got questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section and ask away, and I'll point you in the right direction of where you can get the information for yourself, because like I say, I'm not a mathematician, I'm just a regular guy. Well, irregular, whatever you like, and I'm trying to explain a subject that I don't fully understand, but I'm trying to get my head around it and bring it to you because I think it's really important. So, okay, so the numbers 3, 6 and 9, and they relate to everything, okay? Now, I've been through before about about religion and religious understandings, religious teachings, and about the one being the one being the singularity. If you're a science believer, the one being the singularity. All things come from one. If you're a religious person, then all things come from God being the one, the Alpha and the Omega, or if you're a spiritualist, consciousness, all the one consciousness, we are all one. So that creative energy, that creative source is represented in this 3, 6 and 9 equation as the number 9, because it's divisible by itself. So if you double 9, it's 18, 1 and 8 is 9. Double 18 is 36, 3, 6, 9. So what we're going to go through today is how this all comes together and what it means to you and how it relates to sort of everyday life. Okay, so I'll try and explain it the best I can. So imagine if you have a clock face, okay, and it's numbered from 1 through to 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now, it's interesting because if you add up the numbers between 1 and 8, they add up to 9. So 1 and 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 7 is 28, plus 8, 36, 3 and 6, 9. So 9 it's all divisible by 9. Okay, so then we're going to be using this mathematical equation. If you've heard of the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, it's all based on the numbers and the spiral, if you will. So if you imagine that we start off at 1 and we double it. So if you imagine the clock face, we're doubling 1, so it's 2, double 2, it's 4, double 4, it's 8, double 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, and then double 7 is 14. So then it's 1 and 4 is 5, and then double 5 is 10, 1 and 0 is 1, back to 1 again. Now what that forms, if you draw it on a piece of paper, you'll find that it draws a shape that is very similar to the infinity shape. Okay, now that's 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1, and the numbers that are left, 3, 6 and 9. Okay, now 3 and 6 are interchangeable with each other, and the 9 is always divisible by itself. because it doesn't matter how much you double it, right? If you double 3, it's 6. Double 6, it's 12. 1 and 2 is 3. So they're interchangeable with each other, okay? So you're seeing how the pattern forms here. So from my understanding, this represents the infinity pattern represents the reality that we experience as reality, as the physical world that we inhabit, that we live in. So if you imagine the infinity pattern, it's an infinite, it keeps going. So the reality that we experience is represented in those numbers, right? This makes sense, trust me, I'm getting there, right? And then the 3, 6 and 9 represents the above, the God, or whatever you want to, the higher realms, if you will. So 3, 6 and 9 represents the higher realms, and 1 through, the other pattern, 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1 represents the physical reality. So now we've all seen the all-seeing eye, the pyramid shape with the eye in it. Now we've all represented that as the Illuminati, or the enlightened ones. Now that represents the 3, 6 and 9, the shape, the triangular shape with eye that represents God, or the universal consciousness, or whatever you want to call it. So the 3, 6 and 9 is representative of the higher realms of God, or whatever you want to call it, being over the infinite pattern that's represented by the physical reality. Okay, you with me so far? Okay, now what does all this mean? What does it have to do with, and how do I know, or how do we know that this represents anything, really? Now, this is called vortex-based mathematics, or vortex mathematics. Now, vortex, if you've ever seen a magnetic, the magnetic field, I don't want to use the word field because I know there's someone on YouTube who will probably strangle me if I use the word field, but I'll use it in this case because it explains what I'm trying to say. If you've ever seen a map of the magnetic field of the Earth, it comes out of the North Pole and goes back into the South Pole. It forms a donut around the world, and it's called a toroidal. It's a toroidal shape, so it forms like a donut shape. It folds back on itself. Okay. Now, what the number pattern, the infinite number pattern that we see as reality, that is represented by it creates a toroidal pattern, and the 3, 6 and 9 is actually the starting sequence to get that toroidal pattern, which is an energy generation, if you will. That is the physical reality that we experience. Okay. Now, this is all done. Physical reality is created with sound. Okay, that sounds pretty strange, doesn't it? Now, sound is represented in cymatics. Okay, cymatics, you would have seen probably videos of it on the internet, where you have a vibrating plate with different megahertz vibrating the plate, and it forms different geometric patterns on the plate with sand. I'm sure you would have seen them on. That's called cymatics, and it's the creation of different geometric patterns using sound frequency. Okay. Now, sound, Nikola Tesla was famous for saying everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay, if you understand those three, you understand the nature of the universe. Okay, so sound is the creative force of the entire reality that we experience as reality. Okay, sound. So when we talk about spells and incantations and things like that, the words that we use, the sounds that we're making with our vocal sounds that we make, and you hear chants and these kind of incantations and things, are creative forces. Right? This all sounds wishy-washy, but this is all backed up by science. I've been through science before. Now, I came to experience this, and I'm going to go off on a tangent here, which will bring back to my understanding of this. I went to do ayahuasca a few years ago now. Ayahuasca is a plant medicine. It comes from a couple of different plants that grow in different places. Now, the base ingredient is DMT, dimethyltryptamine, and it's mixed with another ingredient. I can't think what the hell it's called right now. Anyway, so basically it puts you into an altered state, and you can experience reality from a different altered state. Now, some people think it's hallucinations, but I think you're actually unbound by a lot of the limitations we experience as humans, as people. A lot of people have spoken about it. Joe Rogan and people like that have spoken extensively about ayahuasca and how much good it can do you, because it does help you to see things in yourself and things in the world that you might not understand. Now, during my ayahuasca experience, one of the many things that I experienced during ayahuasca was I was standing. I had my eyes open. I could see the physical reality that we experience. I could see there was music playing, and I could see that music creating physical reality. Sounds bizarre, hallucination you might say. Okay, sure. Now, what I also saw that I didn't understand was I was standing there, and this toroidal energy field, this toroidal energy field was coming from my chest area, my heart, if you like, and extending out beyond me, and then coming back through my back and creating this toroidal energy field that came from me and went back into me. So I was generating my own energy field. I was creating my own reality and experiencing it simultaneously. Does that make sense? Now, at the time I didn't understand what it meant, because, it's like many things. You have to sort of go through some different experiences, and then later on those experiences make sense. I was doing some work in London. I work out in Suffolk, obviously. I was doing some work in London, and while I drove, I always had something playing, a podcast or something like that would for information. I always did. It's a 3-hour drive, so I used that 3 hours to listen to different things that interested me. Now, I had it playing on YouTube, and a video came up that talked about vortex-based mathematics and creating the toroidal energy effect. The toroidal energy effect, that the generation of the physical reality that we experience. Okay, and for me, that moment clicked when I understood what that meant, when this toroidal energy field was coming from me and back through me, that I was generating and experiencing the reality that I experienced from me, through my thoughts and through my words. And as I said before, frequency, energy, vibration is what creates the reality that we experience. Now, our part in that is our thoughts and the words that we speak are creating our reality. Now, what thoughts and words are you speaking? Are they positive? Are they empowering? Are they empowering you? Are they empowering others? And that's part of what I wanted to do today, and why I wanted to do this talk about this toroidal energy field. I know that I shouldn't be using the word field, but and the cymatics, and the sound is the creation of physical reality. Because we are bombarded with messages that make us doubt, fear, worry, and it make us question our place in this that we're experiencing as reality. I mean, this beautiful world that we are experiencing, and these spells or incantations that people are using to influence our physical reality through our consciousness, and making us experience and speak different words ourselves, that are creating a consciousness that we might not like, we might not enjoy, and we might not want to experience. Now, what can we do? What is our place in this? What can we do about this? If this is real, let's just say, for instance, it is. And like I say, if you need if you need to have some links to where you can go and check this out for yourself, because I don't expect you to believe me. I don't expect anybody to believe a word that I say. I speak my thoughts and my opinions and my truth, and the people who enjoy it, they enjoy it. The people who don't, they don't. And I don't mind either way. I understand that people aren't going to listen to me, because who am I? I'm just some guy on the internet, and you have to decide what your own truth is. But there's some very important things that I want you to take away. Now, if you go, there's certain frequencies that are healing and are beneficial for you. 432 megahertz, for instance. If you go onto YouTube, there's other platforms as well. You can find some on Amazon and different music platforms. Some music that is recorded in 432 megahertz. Now, if you listen to that, it's healing. It's a frequency that your body requires for you to be in a positive mind state to heal your body from a cellular level. So it's these frequencies help you, are beneficial to you. I think the other one is 528 megahertz. So there's music that's recorded with these megahertz that are recorded into the music, or recorded at that megahertz. So if you're feeling a bit low, you're feeling a bit flat, music can influence your mood almost instantly. depending on what you're listening to, you know. So if you're a classical music fan, a lot of classical music, it can really lift you up because of the different frequencies that are created using those instruments. If you're a dance music fan, if you're a trance music fan, whatever it is, whatever kind of music that it is, it lifts you. Because we all get down, we all get a bit washed out sometimes, and we all feel a bit low, and the world's against us and everything's going bad. You know, the part of the reason I wanted to make this today is because, you know, I have those days as well. It's not all sunshines and rainbows, and I'm not farting bubbles every day. It is, you know, some days it's harder than others. And when you have those days, you have to be able to change your mood. And one of those ways you can do it is through frequency, vibration, and energy. You can change your energy with frequency and vibration. So whatever it is, whatever tool you're using, or whatever tool you need to use, but you have to be aware enough in the moment that you are feeling a bit shitty, and maybe you don't understand why. Maybe it's just the energy that's in the air. Maybe you've watched a bit too much of the news. Turn that shit off. Turn it off. It's only going to harm you. It is, you know, like, for want of a better word, spells and incantations that are being used against you to keep you living in a lower frequency or a lower mood state. And because you're easier to control. You are much easier to control when you're feeling low and fearful and scared. So, like I say, try it for yourself. 432 megahertz, and I think the other one is 528 megahertz. You can go and have a look on YouTube. There's music that's recorded in that, and it's backed up by this vortex-based mathematics, and it is all about cymatics, and sound is the creative force of all of this. Now, knowing that, what kind of world do you want to live in? What world do you want to create? What words are you going to speak? What spells and incantations are you going to use to create something better for yourself and for those around you? You know, I do my part by doing these videos. I'm hoping that people get a positive benefit from these, and maybe they might learn something. Maybe they might. Maybe they might sit there and go, "What an idiot! This guy doesn't understand it at all." But this is an introduction. You know, this isn't the final piece in all the puzzles. This is an introduction to something you might not have heard before. And if it is, please go out and do some more research and look for yourself, because it has changed my life to have these understandings of the physical reality that we live in, and being able to change my mood when I'm not feeling very good. I'll just turn everything off, flip on some music. Maybe I've got a FIR, a far infrared tunnel that I have at home, that I go and lie in that, and put on some 432 megahertz music, lie there, bliss out for an hour, sweat like a demon, and come out feeling $1 million or £1 million or wherever I am in the world. And then it's other days I go to places like this, and I go and experience the world, and go to a forest, or go somewhere where there's a real positive energy, and change my mood by doing that. And I'm hoping in my small way that I can help you to realize that as well, because the world is not a bad place. It's wonderful. And the people around you, as hard as it might be sometimes to have interactions with people, you know, I have some tough days, you know, because of my belief systems. I won't wear a mask. I understand that people are fearful, but that doesn't always work out well, because people are fearful and they take that out on me. And if you're in the same mindset as me, then you'll probably have the same thing. You have friends, and you have family, and you have those around you, friends, neighbours, family, that because they don't agree with you, they're going to attack you, and that brings down your mood. So if you have those days, and you will, you're never always going to be, you know, so everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes you're going to have a bit of a mood lift, and if I can do in my small way by bringing you this information, and maybe introducing you to something that you can go and research even more, because like I say, this is just an introduction. You need to go and do some research and look for yourself, and maybe get a better understanding. Or if you've got a deeper understanding of this kind of mathematics, if you're an engineer that's done that kind of mathematics, and I'm missing something here, then please feel free, comment down below, because I'm still learning. I am a child of the world, and I want to understand things better, and that's what this is all about. It's starting a line of communication with you all, and hopefully we can move forward together and create something wonderful, not just for ourselves but for those around us as well. So all that said, thank you so much for joining me today. It is just absolutely wonderful here. I mean, I can't describe to you how happy I am and how blessed I am to be in such a wonderful place. I hope where you are is equally as wonderful, and you enjoy your day. Go out there, do some good, be good, and do good for yourself as well, because that's really, really important. You can't change the world if you're in a really low state. So lift up your energy, go out into the world and share that energy, that love and that passion, and you'll change the world just through your actions. All right, have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you all really, really soon. Take care. Ciao for now.